Baby Boss and the Great Mission. Once upon a time, in a cheerful little town called Sunnyvale, lived a very unusual baby. His name was Theodore, but everyone called him Baby Boss. Unlike other babies who cried for milk or rattles, Baby Boss wore a tiny black suit, carried a shiny briefcase, and had the confidence of a businessman running a giant company. Even though he looked small, his brain worked faster than anyone else's in town. Baby Boss wasn't an ordinary child. He worked for Baby Corp, a secret organization run by babies from all over the world. Their job was to make sure that babies received enough love from parents, more than puppies, kittens, or toys. Baby Boss took this mission very seriously. His motto was simple: love is power, and babies must always be number one. The mysterious problem. One sunny morning, Baby Boss was sitting in his crib reading the daily diaper report when he noticed something alarming. The charts showed a big drop in love levels. Parents were spending less time cuddling babies and more time playing with the new talking toys called Gigglebots. These robots could sing, dance, tell jokes, and even read bedtime stories. Kids loved them, and parents thought they were helpful. But for Baby Corp, this was a crisis. Baby Boss knew this wasn't just a simple trend. Something bigger was happening. He called an emergency meeting with his older brother, Tim. Tim was about 7 years old, full of imagination, and the only person who knew Baby Boss's real secret. "Tim, we've got trouble," Baby Boss said, adjusting his tiny tie. "What is it this time? Evil puppies? Giant kittens?" Tim asked. "Worse," Baby Boss replied seriously. "Gigglebots. They're stealing baby love. If this keeps up, parents might forget to hug us." Tim gasped. "That's horrible!" Baby Boss leaned closer. "We need to find out who's behind this and stop them before it's too late." The investigation begins. That evening, Baby Boss and Tim snuck out of the house with a baby stroller full of spy gadgets disguised as baby toys. Rattles that worked as walkie-talkies, pacifiers that were cameras, and teddy bears that doubled as computers. They headed to the Toy Expo, where the Gigglebots were being sold. The place was packed with parents and children, all excited to see the latest robot toys. The Gigglebots danced and cracked silly jokes while everyone laughed. But Baby Boss wasn't fooled. He scanned the stage with his spy binoculars. "There," he whispered. At the center of it all stood Dr. Smirk, a former employee of Baby Corp who had once been demoted for stealing cookies from the company cafeteria. Now he had returned with a plan to replace babies with his robots. Baby Boss clenched his tiny fist. "I knew it! Dr. Smirk, he wants all the love for himself. If parents love robots more than babies, Baby Corp will collapse." Tim whispered, "So what do we do?" Baby Boss grinned. "We outsmart him. And believe me, nobody outsmarts Baby Boss." The first battle. The next day, Baby Boss disguised himself as an ordinary baby and let Tim push him into Dr. Smirk's store. While Tim pretended to admire the toys, Baby Boss slipped away to investigate the control room. He found hundreds of Gigglebots connected to a giant server. The machines were collecting love energy from every hug, laugh, and smile directed at them. Dr. Smirk had built a system that literally stole love from families and stored it for himself. Baby Boss tapped his earpiece. "Tim, it's worse than I thought. He's harvesting love like candy." Suddenly, alarms blared. "Intruder alert!" A Gigglebot spotted him. The robot charged forward, arms flapping. Baby Boss pulled out a rattle, clicked a button, and zap! A net shot out, trapping the robot. But dozens more came rolling in. Baby Boss jumped, flipped, and dodged with surprising baby agility, while firing pacifier blasters at the machines. Tim rushed in, swinging a toy baseball bat to knock them away. For a moment, it looked like they were winning, until Dr. Smirk himself appeared, laughing evilly. "You can't stop me, Baby Boss. Once I drain all the love, parents won't even notice you exist." Before Baby Boss could respond, Dr. Smirk pressed a button. A trapdoor opened beneath them, and they tumbled into a dark underground lab. The secret lab. The lab was filled with glowing tanks of captured love energy, each sparkling like golden light. Gigglebots moved around, guarding the place. Dr. Smirk strutted proudly. "Impressive, isn't it? Soon I'll be the most loved being in the world. Babies will be forgotten, and parents will choose my creations instead. Baby Boss straightened his tiny tie, even in the face of danger. You'll never win, Smirk. Love belongs to families, not to your machines. Dr. Smirk laughed. Brave words from a baby in diapers. Baby Boss winked at Tim. Quietly, he opened his briefcase, revealing a gadget called the Love Reverser 3000. It was a special invention from Baby Corp that could redirect love energy back to where it belonged. But before they could use it, Dr. Smirk locked them inside a giant playpen made of steel bars. Gigglebots stood guard, their glowing eyes scanning for escape. The Great Escape. Tim paced nervously. We're trapped. What do we do now? Baby Boss smirked. Relax, big brother. I've got this. He pulled out a teething ring from his pocket, but it wasn't an ordinary teething ring. It was a laser cutter. With a few quick zaps, the bars of the playpen melted, and they slipped out unnoticed. Together, they crawled toward the control panel. Baby Boss plugged the Love Reverser 3000 into the main server. Lights flickered, and the tanks of stolen love began to tremble. But just as the machine was about to finish, Dr. Smirk appeared again, riding on a giant mega gigglebot. You foolish baby! Did you think it would be that easy? The robot stomped forward, shooting laser beams shaped like rubber ducks. Tim grabbed a shield made from a toy drum, blocking the blasts, while Baby Boss climbed onto the Mega Gigglebot's arm. With all his baby strength, he crawled toward the control panel on its head. Keep it busy, Tim, Baby Boss shouted. Tim nodded and distracted the robot by singing silly songs, confusing its sensors. Meanwhile, Baby Boss smashed the emergency button. Sparks flew, and the Mega Gigglebot went haywire. The Love Reverser 3000 activated, blasting a wave of golden light across the lab. The tanks shattered, and all the stolen love energy flew back into the hearts of children and parents everywhere. Victory! The Gigglebots collapsed one by one, lifeless without the stolen energy. Parents outside suddenly felt a rush of warmth and hugged their babies tighter than ever. Families laughed together, realizing how much they had missed their little ones. Dr. Smirk shook his fist. No! Foiled again by a diaper-wearing executive. He tried to escape but tripped over a toy block and fell into a pit of stuffed animals. Baby Boss dusted off his suit and looked at Tim. Another day, another crisis solved. Tim grinned. Yeah, but admit it. You couldn't have done it without me. Baby Boss smirked. Teamwork, it's efficient. Back at home. That night, Baby Boss and Tim returned home just before their parents tucked them into bed. To the parents, it had been an ordinary day. They had no idea their baby had just saved the entire world of children. As Mom kissed Baby Boss goodnight, she whispered, "You're the most special baby in the world." Baby Boss smiled softly, allowing himself one small cuddle. After all, even the toughest boss needed love to keep going. And so, Sunnyvale returned to normal, with parents loving their babies more than ever. But Baby Boss knew that as long as there were threats to the balance of love, his work would never truly be over. Mission accomplished, he murmured before drifting into a well-deserved nap.